In the previous class, we were discussing about the implementation of singly linked list, and we have seen that the node for a linked list can be indicated or defined by using a structure. So a structure was defined for implementing single node of a linked list, and the structure was containing two parts, that is the information part and the next part. So information part will contain the actual data, and whereas the next pointer will contain the pointer to the next field. Next part will contain the pointer to the next field. And after this, we have seen how this functionalities will work, how the main function is displaying all the options for the user, and the user will be selecting the proper choice. And we have seen the insert function in the previous class. That means in the previous discussion, we have seen that how a node can be inserted into the existing linked list. We have seen all the cases of how to insert a node when there are no nodes in the linked list, and how to insert a node when there are some nodes present in the linked list. So this is what we have seen in the previous class. Means all the discussions related to the insert function is over. Now let us see the second option, that is delete. For example, user gives choice 2 and they want to delete an element from the linked list, and that element will be stored in a variable called number1, and that is being passed to the delete function. We are passing that to the delete function, and we are calling the definition of the delete. The element will be deleted and that will be returned, and the returned value will be stored in the number2. If we were able to delete the number successfully, then the else part will work, saying that the element is deleted successfully from the linked list, right? So this is what we have seen in the previous classes. Else we are going to say that the element is not at all present in the linked list. Now let us see the definition of the delete function, how the delete function works. I'll just continue with the same set of elements which we used in the previous explanation. That is for I think case 3. Okay, after creation, these were the list of nodes. So whatever the list of nodes, after inserting an element onto the linked list, wherever we stopped our discussion in the previous class, these were the elements in the present linked list. From this linked list, now our job is to delete the elements. So what is our intention? Our intention is to delete the element, set of elements from the given linked list. So whenever you are deleting the element, you have to consider again the same issues. What are the issues? Whether there are nodes in the linked list or not. Because if there are no nodes present in a linked list, then we cannot delete the elements. We cannot delete the elements from the linked list. So by considering the same set of aspects, now we'll try to delete an element from the linked list. Okay, so assume these were the existing nodes. These are the nodes present in the linked list, and let us say we want to delete element 30. Let us say we want to delete element 30, so that we can at least iterate through the linked list 3 times. So assume you want to delete element 30, and that value is being passed as a parameter to the delete function or deleting function. What is the value that we want to delete here? The value which we want to delete from the linked list is 30. And we are declaring two structure variables here, LOC, to find the location of the element to be deleted, and another node called temporary. So these nodes are being declared, and both will be having two fields. What are the two fields? Information field and the link field. Information field and the link field. So take a local variable called I and there in that local variable the value is being assigned to I. I mean, what is a value? Value is 30. So that now I will contain a value called 30. That means we want to delete this 30. But what is the procedure we have to do here is, before you delete an element from the linked list, you should find whether that element is present or not. Because if that element is not there in the linked list, we cannot delete the element, and we say that the delete operation is not successful. We say that the delete operation is not successful. Right? So that's what we are doing here. First, we will search for the element from the given linked list. So we will see the search function immediately after this. First, we will search whether the given element is present in the linked list or not. So let us assume that once we search the element, its location is obtained and that will be stored in the location. That means in our case, we want to delete an element called 30, and that element 30 is present in this linked list. And what is its location? This is its location. LOC is the location of the element which we want to delete. So we will call the search function here and get back the result. So search will be discussing afterwards. Here is the search function. We'll go to how the search function works later. So I'll be discussing about one function at a time. So what we have done now, we have found the location of the element. This is our intention to delete this element. So obviously, before you delete the element, we are going to check whether the location is null. So when the null will be returned, null will be returned if the element is not present in the linked list or there are no nodes in the linked list. In both the cases, the null will be returned. But in our case, it is not true. Location is not pointing to null. Where location is pointing? Location is pointing to an element called 30. So this condition fails. So we'll go for now performing what? Actual deletion. That means you should go to the node and delete it. So as you can see, what the logic could be here, once you delete this element, so what we expect here is the next pointer of node 20 should point to 40. That's it. Before I go for code, what is the logic here? The next pointer of this node should point to 40 instead of pointing to 30. If you do this, what it means? It is like we are deleting this element successfully. It is understood that we are deleting this element successfully. Now, how can we do this? To do that, you have to go to the location and location pointer previous node. That is, next pointer of the previous node should point to the next node of the current node. That means this pointer should point to this node instead of this node. Then automatically this will get deleted from the list of elements. So we'll see the code for that. Is the location is the very first element. That means whatever node you want to delete, if is it this case, this is the case. Instead of location here, is the location is very first element. It is possible, right? Whenever you are trying to delete the element from the linked list, it is possible that you want to delete very first element. So if this is the case, then this part will execute. This part will execute. Now actually we are deleting, this is what actually we want to delete. We want to delete actually this, but I will explain this part also. So what happens if the element is very first number you want to delete? So in that case, okay, whatever element we want to delete is first number. But again, we will check, is it the only one number in the linked list? Because it is possible that there is only one node in the linked list. And once you delete that node, the entire linked list will become empty. That means what we are checking within the if, we are checking one more condition. What is that? Is the linked list is something like this? Is our given linked list is something like this? First is pointing to 10, last is also pointing to 10, and this is what is the location. Is it this case? That is, if first is equal to last, first and last both are pointing to the same node, in this case what happens? Once you delete this, the entire linked list will become empty. Entire linked list will become empty. So that's what we are doing in this case. What is that? After deleting this, obviously first and last both will point to null. First and last both will point to null. That means if there is only one node in the linked list, once you delete that, first and last, these both will point to null. These both will point to null because there was only one node and which we have deleted. Else part, else what it indicates? First and last are not the same. That means there are more than one nodes present in the linked list. So there are more than one nodes present in the linked list. That means at least there are two nodes in the linked list. At least there are two nodes in the linked list. In that case, what we do? We advance the first pointer and we take it to the next node. We advance the first pointer and take it to the next node, and simply later we'll return the value, that is whichever value we have deleted. That means location is first. You want to delete this element, but there are more than one nodes. That means once you delete this element, this number becomes the first element of the linked list. So that's what we have to do here is then make this as the first node. That's what we are doing in this part. Else part, what we do? First should point to the next node. Instead of this node, first should point to next node. That means we have deleted successfully the first node of the linked list. We have deleted successfully the first node of the linked list. No need to change pointers for the last and somewhere anywhere. What we have done in this case here is location is the very first node which you want to delete, but there are more nodes in the linked list. In that case, what we do? To delete first node, just take this pointer first and make it to point to next node. So this means, what it means here is it will automatically get deleted. This will automatically get deleted. This is what is the scenario, right? So now let us see the other cases. Other cases in the sense, this is our next case. What is our case? First is first element and last element, all we have considered. First element we have seen now, and more than one node we have seen, and somewhere in between we want to delete. Somewhere in between we want to delete, and we will check the condition for the last node also. That's what we are checking here at the end. If location is last, that's what we are checking at the end. The node which we want to delete here is 30, that is location. Now let us see this part. This is where we perform the advancement, and we have to make sure that the next pointer of node 20 will point to 40 instead of 30. For that purpose, we will take temporary node. We will not change this first and last pointer. For traversal purpose, we will take the temporary node. That is temporary node which we have declared earlier. Location and temp, earlier they were pointing to null. So they were pointing to null here. Now what I did is temp is pointing to this node, very first node, and location is pointing to the node which we want to delete. See here, for loop, how the for loop works. Initialization. What is the initialization part of this? This is initialization part. This is condition checking part. This is modifier part. So what we are doing in the initialization part or initializer part, the first pointer is being assigned to temp, or in other words, temp will point to the node where first is pointing to. Temp is pointing to the node where first is pointing to. Now temp and first both are pointing to the same node. With the help of this temp, now we will traverse the linked list. Now we will traverse the linked list. After initializing this, check the condition. Is it the case? What is that case? Temp pointer next, is it not equal to location? Till you get that location, you have to perform traversing. Temp pointer next, is it not equal to location? Temp pointer next is what? Temp pointer next is this one. Obviously, this is not equal to location. It is true. What we do, see here, this is just a semicolon. So what it indicates here is don't do anything. Do not do anything. We are not doing anything. This is simply used for obtaining the location. Simply used for obtaining the location of element. simply obtaining the location of the element to be deleted. So after this, we are not doing anything in the body of the for loop. So how the for loop works, after the execution of the body of the for loop, we will go for modifier part. What is happening in the modifier part? Advance temp to the next node. Now temp is pointing here, temp will be taken to the next node, that is temp equal to temp pointer next. This temp is equal to temp pointer next. Now this is pointing this node. I will erase this part. Temp has been advanced. And how the for loop works, after the modifier part, we will check the condition again. What is the condition? Is temp pointer next, is it not equal to location? Is it true? What is temp pointer next? Temp pointer next is location. That means it is false. But what we want here, temp pointer next should not be location. Until we find the location, we go on traversing. But here we have obtained, what is that? Temp pointer next is equal to location. This condition is false. Condition is false. Once the condition is false, we will come out of the execution of the for loop. Now the condition is false. What we do? We will stop the execution of the for loop. Now once you come out of the for loop, the temporary node or the temporary pointer will be pointing to the node previous to the node which we want to delete. Previous to the node which we want to delete. That means the node which we want to delete is location. And where temp is pointing to the previous node of that location. Now, what is the logic? What as I told earlier, this pointer now, anyhow we are located here, this pointer should point to this node, right? So what is this? Is what is what? How can I obtain this field? This is nothing but how can I obtain this field? I'll write it here. What is that? This is nothing but temp pointer next should point to what? This node. How can I obtain this node? I'll erase this so that you will not get confused. Okay. How can I obtain this node? See, this node is nothing but the next node of the location which we want to delete. What is this? This is nothing but the next node of the node which we want to delete. So how can I obtain this? This is nothing but location pointer next. That means location pointer next is assigned to temp pointer next. In other words, the next field of the temporary node is pointing to the next node of the node to be deleted. I'll repeat it once again. The next pointer of the temporary node is pointing to the next node of the node to be deleted. So when such assignment happens, automatically this will lose its existence. This will lose its existence. Right? We have assigned the pointer like this. We have assigned the pointer. So more specifically, how I draw is, yes, we have successfully deleted node 30 in our case. Deleting in the sense we are just exchanging the pointers. Once you remove that pointer, and obviously those nodes, the memory for that nodes will be deallocated by the garbage collector. Now, after traversing all these cases, it is possible that you want to delete the last node also. That also we have to check. In that case, that means now this is understood. I hope it is understood now. When we delete this is what is the case. Now we have to see this part also. We have to see this part also. Not this one. This case. So what this case indicates here is, right, only for these two lines I am taking it once again. So that part is over. Now the other part what we want here is, if the location is last, if is the location of the element which we want to delete, is it the last number? That means if this is the case, the last case which we have to consider. We have considered all the cases. Linked list empty. Is there only one node in the linked list, or are there more than one node in the linked list? If that is the case, we want to delete somewhere in between in the linked list. All the possibilities are over. When all the possibilities are over, what is the last possibility? We want to delete a node which is present at the last of the linked list. If this is the case, when you want to delete this node, what logic we can do here is, before you go for the coding part, what I can do here is, if you delete this node, then the other part will not get disturbed at all. What is that? Simply you take this last and make it to point to this node. That's it. If the node to be deleted is last node of the linked list, what we have to do here is simply take the last pointer and make it to point to the previous node. Take the last pointer and make it to point to the previous node. That means in this case, temp will be pointing here after traversal of all these, whatever traversal will do here in this case. After doing all the traversals, temp will be pointing to the previous node of the last node. Temp will be pointing to the previous node of the last node. Right? This is the scenario. What we do, if location is last, what you do is simply assign this last to temp, or the last is made to point to the same node where temp is pointing to. The last pointer is made to point to the same node where temp is pointing to. Now this becomes the last node of the linked list. And in whatever case, in all the cases, whatever we have done, simply at the end we will return location pointer information. That means which particular node we have deleted, that particular value must be written to the column. Why this value must be, 1 second, before I go for that, I'll just make sure you memorize this scenario. Yes, this has been deleted now. This is the other case what we have seen. The other case what we have seen. Okay, now in whatever case you do, finally we have to return the location pointer information. Why it is required? It is required to display in the main function. We are displaying which element we have deleted. That is, I'll go back to main function and show you. Yes, okay, delete. Yes, as you can see, the delete function here we are trying to display that. What is that? After calling the delete function, the number will be stored in num2, whatever element you have deleted, and finally we are printing if it is minus 9999, that indicates the element is not received, or element is successfully deleted from the linked list. That's why we are returning from the main function. That was the delete function. That is the scenario which we follow for deleting an element from the linked list. Now let us see the search function. How the search function works for an linked list. Search function for searching the elements in a linked list. Okay, so I think everything fits in the same window. Now with the help of this, I can explain the search function in a better way. Searching for an element in linked list. Assume this is our existing linked list which we have created. So searching is very simple, like we have to perform simply the linear search from left end of the one end of the linked list to other end of the linked list. That is whichever value you want to search. Again, the same possibilities. Before you search for, let us take the element 30 only. You want to search for an element 30 in the linked list, right? So it is possible whenever you are searching for an element in a linked list, it's possible that the linked list is empty. So that is what we'll first take a temporary node called PTR for traversal purpose. It is just a temporary node called PTR. It is used for traversal purpose. Check this condition. Is first is equal to null. That means is our given linked list is empty. If the linked list is empty, what happens? We cannot delete the elements from. We cannot search, or we say that there are no nodes in the linked list and we are trying to search the linked list. So that is not possible. Simply we will return the null value. Now we begin the searching part, like how we just traversed for deletion. Same way we go on searching. Now this time we compare the element value. Take the PTR and make it to point to the first node. Take this PTR and make it to point to the first node. PTR is pointing to the first node of the linked list. Until you encounter the last node, you go on traversing. Until you encounter the last node, we have to go on traversing the linked list. What is that condition? PTR is not equal to last. PTR is not equal to last. PTR is pointing to first node. Is it not equal to last? Till you get the last node, you go on comparing. And what this modifier part is simply it will advance to the next node. So which value we want to search here is value what we want to search here is 30. We want to search 30 from the linked list. Check the condition. Is information field of the PTR, is it equal to value? Check this. What is information? PTR pointer info. PTR pointer info is this is information field and this is next field. PTR pointer info is what? PTR pointer info is 10. So 10. PTR pointer info is 10. 10. Is it equal to 30? No. Condition fails. So what we will do? Condition fails means what we do? We will go for modifier part of the for loop. What modifier part does? Modifier part simply it will advance pointer to the next node. PTR equal to PTR pointer next. Take this pointer and make it to point to the next node. So take this pointer PTR and make it to point to the next node. PTR is made to point to the next node. So after incrementing how the for loop works, condition will be checked again. Check the condition. Is it not equal to last node? Is it true? Yes, it is true. PTR is not equal to last node. Again, we will check the condition. What is that? The information field of the PTR, is it equal to value? The information field of the PTR, is it equal to value? What is information field of PTR? 20. What is value? 30. 20, is it equal to 30? No. The condition fails. So once condition fails, what we do? We will advance the PTR once again. So PTR will be moved to the next node. PTR will be moved to the next node. PTR is pointing to the next node of the linked list. So after modifier part for loop, the execution of for loop says we have to go for again condition checking. Check, is it not equal to last node? Yes, it is true. Enter into the for loop. Check the condition. What is that? Whether information field of the PTR, is it equal to value? PTR pointer info, is it equal to value? PTR pointer info is 30. Value is also 30. So 30 is equal to 30. The condition is true. We have found the element and simply we are returning the PTR. So what it indicates? This is nothing but the location of the element which we have found. Location of the element which we have found. So when after searching all the nodes, it is possible that the node which you are searching is present at the last node. Present as the last node. That is, this was the case, successful case for the node 30. Assume you want to find the node, what is that? You want to find the value 40. Where this 40 is present? 40 is present as the last node. Because after searching all the nodes, there are 4 nodes in this linked list. 1, 2, 3 you have compared, but it is not found. Now, the only last node what we have found. See, in this case, it is 4 nodes. When you have n number of nodes, you will be doing n minus 1 number of comparisons. You will be doing n minus one number of comparison. That's why the PTR is not equal to last. We'll check up to not equal to last, but we are not comparing the last element here. We are not comparing the last element. After that, we will check if this return is not executing. It is possible that the element what you are searching is present as the last node of the linked list. In that case, we are checking here. So what it checks, whether last pointer info is it equal to value. In this case, what is last? If assume, for example, if you are assuming 40, you are searching, last pointer info is 40, the value which you are searching is 40, then it is going to simply return the last. That means the element is present as the last node. So after doing all these things, assume that the number which you want to search is 400. Number which you want to search is 400. So what we have done, the entire linked list we have searched, but element 400 is not present. So finally else part will execute. What the else part says, return null. Null will be returned only when the element is not present in the entire linked list. Only when the element is not present in the entire linked list. So see, it is given in the comment. What is that? Returning null value indicating that the search is not successful. Indicating that the search is not successful. This is how we have search. We can search for an element in a linked list. Okay. So now we have to look at the print function. We have to look at the print function, or in other words, display function, displaying all the elements of a linked list. So I'll consider the same linked list what we have been using for our discussion. Since beginning, whatever linked list we have used, I'll consider the same linked list for displaying or for printing all the nodes of a linked list. For printing all the nodes of a linked list. Are we connected till now? Is there any issues? No, I feel. Are you getting the content delivered properly? Is there any issue in the network?
Yes, sir.
No
No, sir.
problem. Okay. Right. So what is the last function what we are studying about the linked list is printing or displaying all the elements of a linked list. This is what is the linked list. That is last case what we are calling from the main function is we want to display all the elements of a linked list. That is case 4. I'll show it. I'll go back to main function and show it. Yes. What is that case 4? We want to print all the elements of a linked list. If you have given case 4 as a choice, saying that you want to display all the elements of a linked list, and we call the print function. So now let us go to the definition of the print function. How the print function works. Search is over. This is what is a print function. Okay, print function beginning, and we declare a temporary pointer node called PTR for traversal purpose. PTR is being taken, temporary node which is being declared, PTR for traversal purpose. So I'll just scroll it down. So this line is over. Now, whenever you want to display the elements of a linked list, it is possible that there are no nodes in the linked list. It is possible. You want to display the elements or print the elements of a linked list, but there are no nodes in the linked list. So how do we check that no nodes in the linked list? That is, obviously first will be pointing to null. So check that. If first is equal to null, that indicates linked list is empty, will simply return. Because there are no nodes in the linked list, but you still trying to display the nodes of a linked list. Else, what it indicates else? It indicates that at least there is one element in the linked list. It indicates that at least there is one element in the linked list. So we are just giving a print message in that the elements of a linked list are, we'll give a print message, and now we traverse the linked list for displaying purpose. We traverse the linked list. So it is possible that there is only one element in the linked list. When there are no elements, if it is false that if the condition is false that there are no elements, then it is possible that there is at least one element in the linked list. So that's what we are checking. Is first is equal to last. That means checking is there only one element in the linked list. So it could be something like this scenario. That is 10. It is something like this. First and last both are pointing to the same node. Then we will display only one node and simply return. What is that? Print first pointer info. Print first pointer info. What is first pointer info? 10. So 10 will be displayed. 10 will be displayed and will simply return to the caller. Now, if this case is also false, what it indicates? There are more than one nodes in the linked list. It is possible that there are more than one nodes in the linked list. Now we have to traverse the linked list by using the pointer and go on displaying the values. This is what is the output. Now, this is where we are printing the elements of the linked list. What is that? Take the PTR and make it to point to the first node. That is PTR is equal to first. What it indicates? Start from the first node. Take the new pointer called PTR and make it to point to the first node. So PTR is pointing to first node. Check. Is it not equal to last node? That means still you go for the last node. That is, we go on displaying last but one node. If there are 10 nodes, we go up to 9 nodes, 1 to 9. If there are 20 nodes, we go up to 1 to 19. If there are n nodes, we go from 1 to n minus 1. So that's what we are checking. PTR is not equal to last. Then this is as usual incrementing, advancing pointer to the next node. Simply what we do, we enter into the for loop and just display the information value present in the PTR. What is PTR pointer info? PTR pointer info is 10. So see here, look at the format specifier. Percentage D is the format specifier, integer we are displaying. So this is the corresponding argument. It will replace the corresponding format specifier. It's going to replace the format specifier. One second. Here there is only one statement in the for loop. There is only one statement in the for loop. Right? So what we do? This is the format specifier and this is the corresponding argument. Whatever value is present here at the location of PTR pointer info, that will be placed in the place of format specifier percentage D. So what is PTR pointer info? PTR pointer info is 10. So 10 will be displayed as the output. After the execution of C here, this printf is not part of the for loop. That's why I gave space for explaining purpose. This printf is not for the body of the for loop. In any of the loops, if there is only one statement in the loop, you need not use the brackets. That is, opening bracket and closing bracket is optional. Right? If there are more than one statements in the loops, then you have to use opening bracket and closing bracket. Okay, after displaying this, we'll take the pointer and make it to point to the next node. PTR equal to PTR pointer next. So advance this pointer. Take this pointer and make it to point to the next node. PTR equal to PTR pointer next. Check the condition. Is it not equal to last node? Yes, it is true. It is not equal to last node. Enter into the for loop, just display the information part present in that location. PTR pointer info, just display. What is PTR pointer info? 20. So 20 will get displayed. See here, one tab space is being given for displaying purpose. One space will be left. Again, advance the PTR pointer and make it to point to the next node. PTR equal to PTR pointer next. PTR will get advanced to the next node of the linked list. Check the condition. Is it not equal to last node? Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. We will enter and display that information. What is that information? 30 is successfully displayed. After that, once again increment and we will take PTR to this node. So PTR is getting incremented and it is made to point to the next node of the linked list. So check the condition. PTR, is it not equal to last node? It is false. Because PTR is equal to last node in this case. PTR is equal to last node in this case. We will stop and we will not display the last node. For displaying the value of the last node, we will come out of the for loop. Execution of the for loop will stop. That is, execution of for loop ends now. After terminating for loop, PTR is pointing the last node now. Now to display the information of the last node, we'll simply print it by using the last pointer. That is last pointer info you print at the end. So what is last pointer info? Last pointer info is 40. So 40 is being displayed. So what we have done, we have displayed all the elements of a linked list. We have successfully studied the operations on a singly linked list. I'll just try to give the demonstration for all the operations of a linked list. Yes, this is a program what we have studied just now. Okay, just run the program. We are just trying to perform different operations on the linked list. What is that? 1 for insert, 2 for delete, 3 for search, and 4 for display or print, and 5 for exit. Okay. Before I create the linked list, if you try to delete, I'll just give choice to enter the element to be deleted. Say I'll give 20. Is it present in the linked list? No, 20 is not present in the linked list because there are no elements in the linked list, but still we are trying to delete an element. So say enter. Again, those choice will be displayed. This why it is coming repeatedly here is because we are using the while loop. We have written the code like that in the while loop. I'll go back and show here. Yes. See here, while it is true, these options will be displayed repeatedly. These options will be displayed repeatedly for every iteration of the while loop, and that option will be compared within the switch statement. That is the normal code. Okay, enter your choice. So let me create the linked list now. What is that? I'll just insert. You choice one. Enter the element to be inserted in the linked list. I'll give 10. 10 is successfully inserted into the linked list. Again, those choice will be displayed. 10 we have inserted now. I will give again choice 1. I want to insert one more element called 20. So 20 is successfully inserted into the linked list. Right? So again, it is asking for the choice. So 10, 20. So I'll insert one more element, 1. Enter the element to be inserted into the linked list, say 30. So 30 is successfully inserted. Now let us see whether the elements have been successfully inserted or not. 10, 20, and 30 we have inserted. So how do you confirm that? By using print function. I'll just print. Yes, as you can see, the linked list elements are 10, 20, and 30. We are using right end. This is right end of the linked list, and this is front end of the linked list for insertion purpose. Right? And the advantage with this linked list here is you can go on increasing the size of the linked list. This is an example of dynamic memory allocation. If you want to insert a node into the linked list, we are allocating memory and increasing. But whereas in case of array, what we do, the memory is fixed. If there are 5 nodes, if you have reserved space for 5 elements, then maximum we can insert only 5 elements into the array. We cannot insert more than 5. But in the linked list, we can go up to the capacity of the system memory. Right? Now, let us see choice 1. 40. Choice 1. 50. Choice 4. Right? So what I have done, I have inserted 2 more elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So let us go to choice now. Which choice? I'll go for choice 3. Enter the element which you want to search from the linked list. So I'll give 40. 40 is present, but it is along with that it is displaying the location also. Where is that? Element 40 is present before element 50 in the linked list. Because that's how we have implemented our search function. Within the search function, we are displaying the location also. We are displaying location also for the linked list. enter. Now let us go to the delete part. Search is over, delete part, choice 2. Which element you want to delete? Enter the element to be deleted from the linked list. I'll just give 70. 70 is not present in the linked list, right? I'll again give choice to delete. Which element you want to delete? I want to delete 30. 30 is present in the linked list. What are the elements present now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are the elements. Now when I delete 30, the remaining elements will be 10, 20, 40, 50, right? 30 is successfully deleted from the linked list. So how to confirm whether that element is successfully deleted or not? So I mean you have to print the elements and check. How to print? Choice 4 is for print. So as you can see, the element 30 is successfully deleted. Now if you want, you can go on inserting and repeat this entire procedure. Now after this, I'll give some choice called 6. What is 6? 6 choice itself is not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have entered 6. So that is incorrect choice. Please try again and we will ask user to enter the choice once again. So when it will stop? Whenever you give choice as 5, it will stop the execution. Choice 5 is given, press any key to continue. This is how the different operations on a singly linked list are performed. Different operations on a singly linked list are performed. So after this singly linked list, we have two more entities called circular linked list and doubly linked list. As I said in earlier classes also, circular linked list and doubly linked list are very similar to the singly linked list. 80% code is very similar. So whenever I am discussing about circular and doubly linked list now, I'll be assuming that these all the singly linked list concepts are known to you. That means for viewers also I would like to tell, if you are seeing the circular linked list or doubly linked list directly, first you have to study the singly linked list. Then the understanding of circular and doubly linked list will be very easy for you.